Hello friends, welcome to engineering tutorial. So we'll continue our discussion related to material science and engineering. So far we have discussed various concepts related to elastic and plastic behavior of solids, basically focusing on elastic nature. We have discussed previously elastic effects, basic elastic effects, then about elastic potential energy. In this video, we are going to discuss about an important concept, an important parameter associated with, basically the stress-strain relationship in one dimension, that is in terms of length, breadth or height, whatever it is, basically length will take one dimension. So which is Poisson's ratio. Okay, so here we have to again go back to the basic concepts related to stress and strain. So basically, if you remember, stress is the internal reaction force generated by the material in response to the external deforming force. It is equal in magnitude and opposite in direction, and the basic objective is to try to restore the material to its original form, its original state. So it is, the formula of stress is applied force by area, or you can write it as the internal reaction force by area, because they are same in magnitude, opposite in direction. So it is sigma is equal to F by A. There are different types of stress: tensile, compressional, tangential or shearing stress, bulk or volume stress. Here we are mainly focused on tensile stress in terms of length here. So because Poisson's ratio is associated with that. So tensile or longitudinal stress is that which in which the reaction force set up per unit area of the body, it is when the external force tries to elongate or increase the length of the material. So the external force tries to elongate, the reaction force tries to restore the material back to its original state. Okay, so this is longitudinal stress associated with increase in length. Okay, this strain, which is here, basically is the change in shape and size of the body, the change in state of the body, the change in dimension of the body. It can be in terms of length, breadth, height, it can be in terms of volume or bending angle. So strain is basically, it is defined as the ratio of the change in particular dimension, whether it is length, breadth, height or volume or angle, by the original dimension. So here we are mainly focused on length, strain of length, delta L by L. So basically we are focused on longitudinal strain. Okay, the change in length per unit original length, delta L by L. Okay, so here another important thing which is we have to take into account is the Young's modulus. Okay, so Young's modulus, basically we have to base it upon Hooke's law, which states that within the elastic limit, the stress and strain, they are directly proportional. The strain produced in the body is directly proportional to the applied stress. So Young's modulus is basically the proportionality constant associated with length, one-dimensional change. So here, according to Young's modulus, within the elastic limit, longitudinal stress is directly proportional to longitudinal strain. So the ratio of longitudinal stress to longitudinal strain, that is called as Young's modulus of elasticity. Okay, this. So this is basically Young's modulus. Suppose we have a metal wire, we apply force, it causes an increase in length, it has a cross-sectional area A, so the longitudinal stress is F by A, applied force by area, and longitudinal strain is increase in length by original length. Here the interesting thing is that we have to extend this discussion forward. We have to take this discussion from here. Now, an interesting thing that happens is that when a metal wire or any elastic wire with a certain, metals to have a certain degree of elasticity, so any elastic material, when it is subjected to a force, let's say we have an elastic material, a wire. It has a diameter d. Here I am introducing this parameter, diameter, okay, because cross sectional area change will also come into play. So let's say we have a wire with original length L and diameter d. It is subjected to an external force. Of course, there will be elongation, there will be increase in length delta L, but with the increase in length, okay, with the increase in length, this is increase in length of the wire. With the increase in length, there will be decrease in cross sectional area or decrease in diameter. Okay, this phenomena of increase in length of the material due to the externally applied force and decrease in cross sectional area or decrease in diameter, which goes on and on and on, this thing is called as thinning. Okay, thinning, the thinning of the material as the stress is gradually increased, as it is loaded more and more, as the force acting per unit area is increased. Okay, so here two types of strain will come into play, two types of strain, two types of dimensional changes. One is the strain which is produced in the direction of the applied force, that is change in length, increase in length, which is longitudinal strain, which is associated with length, increase in length of the material. This is in the direction of the applied force. Okay, the length change is happening in the direction of the applied force. See, same direction. Now, another strain which come into play, another parameter that I have introduced here, two important parameters, length, diameter. Length is increasing, diameter is decreasing. So the second parameter which is changing, that is lateral strain, that is change in diameter to the original diameter. Diameter is decreasing, so that is in the perpendicular direction, that is diameter. It is called as lateral strain. Okay, this is called as lateral strain. So the two types of strain here, longitudinal strain delta L by L, or you can write it as plus delta L by L. It is positive because length is increasing. Lateral, this is longitudinal strain. Lateral strain is minus delta D by D. Why minus? Because diameter is decreasing, length is increasing. Okay, with increase in length, there is decrease in diameter, decrease in cross-sectional area. So that's why lateral strain is minus delta D by D. Same principle of strain, original dimension, okay, change in dimension by the original dimension, change in parameter by the original parameter. Here the parameter of interest is length, so change in length by original length. Length is increasing, so plus delta L by L. Here parameter of interest is diameter, so change in dimension, that is change in diameter, here it is decreasing, that's why minus by the original diameter, that is D. Okay, this is minus delta D by D. So Poisson's ratio is basically the ratio of lateral strain to longitudinal strain. Okay, the ratio of lateral strain to longitudinal strain, that is minus delta D by D by delta L by L. This is Poisson's ratio, sigma with subscript P. Poisson's ratio. In some books, textbooks, you will find only sigma. Here I have introduced the subscript P so that you don't confuse it with stress sigma. Okay, that's why I have introduced sigma P, so that you don't confuse it with stress sigma. Of course, whenever you use any symbol, you have to specify it, where you have to specify all the symbols for their values and with their names, proper specification should be there, but just to avoid confusion, I have deliberately used P, Poisson's ratio. So Poisson's ratio is basically the ratio between lateral strain minus delta d by d to the longitudinal strain, delta L by L. Okay, basically this is delta d by delta L. This is associated with diameter, decrease in diameter. This is with increase in length. And this whole concept is called as thinning, because as the force is increased, as there is elongation in the wire gradually thins down. Okay, cross-sectional area decreasing, length increasing. So this simple, not simple, but this concept in itself, this ratio of lateral strain to longitudinal strain, that is called as Poisson's ratio. Okay, so this is the thing.